another application of recursion. So we will see a very interesting problem. The problem is actually a game, and the very important, very interesting game, and a little bit famous also. The game name is Tower of Hanoi. I think most of you have played this particular game in some situation. For example, the game was something like we have three different towers. So say I have a tower here. I have one more tower here. And I have one more tower here. And I have n number of disks. And each and every disk have different diameter. And suppose this is tower number A, this is tower number B, this is tower number C, and the disks are actually kept in an order something like in this fashion. So this is disk number 1, this is disk number 2, and this is disk number 3. So just for keeping the problem or understanding the solution in a simple way, we have considered only 3 disks. Actually, instead of 3, it can be anything. It can be n. But this number of tower is fixed. It's always 3. The job is that, what is the problem? What is the question? I mean, the problem is what? Problem is that you have to transfer all the n disk from A to C. You have to transfer. But there are some rules. What is the rule? There are 2 rules actually. The rule number 1 is that you cannot transfer more than 1 disk at a time. And rule number 2 is that larger disk cannot be placed above smaller disk. Now, why these rules are present? Because if these rules are not present, so what you will do, you will just copy, take all the disks from stick A and you will put them in stick C. So there is no, there is no intelligence over here. That's why the rule number 1 is given, that at a time you can transfer only 1 disk to some stick. And rule number 2 is given. Why? Because if you don't keep rule number 2, what you can do? You can store the disk from A to B one by one, just like considering as a stack. And if you consider this B the stack, so if you transfer the minimum disk at the end, above that second one, above the third one, and again if you copy all the disks from B to C, ultimately you will see you will get the disk in the tower C in the same order, right? What we have in A right now. So to restrict this particular rule number 2 is given, that smaller cannot be placed, below a larger one. Now, if you think the solution, Obviously, there are two approaches you can think one of. That is, one is iterative approach and one is recursive approach. But if you think for iteratively, you will realize that problem is going to be very complex. Because if I consider n is equal to 100, then it is pretty difficult to realize that how the algorithm will realize that in which order this disk has to move with one another. So, generally, if I give you this particular problem in the copy, then what are the steps that you will follow? Let's see it. If we have the disk like this over here, that means what you can do, if I store this one in B, smallest one, and then largest one in C, medium one in C, you have to test this from the above. So what we can do, as a solution in your copy, just as a game, what we can say that, okay, I will keep the first, the step will be A to C. If we put this one, smallest one in C, fine. Then medium one you can keep in A. So that means now again from A to B. That is medium one. So now what you can do, ultimately this maximum disk has to put in C first. But this one contains smallest one and this contains medium one. So now you can transfer this C to B. Right. So that this B tower will contain medium one and above that small one. So now this particular stick is empty. So you can now put the maximum one to the C. And then somehow you have to put these two disks over here. So what you can do, you can store this smallest disk now in the tower A, because tower A is actually free right now. So that means you can, the next step can be B to A. And then you can transfer the medium disk from B to C. So then the last step that is left, I can do A to C. Right. So maybe this will be a very feasible solution. Now, question is that I have only 3 disks. That's why it is easier to realize that what to do. But when if you consider how you start thinking, you see there is no guarantee that which one that you are thinking is correct if the number of disks is too high. So it will be pretty difficult to imagine. So that's why somehow it will be better if we are able to solve this problem, if you are able to break this problem into at least 2 subproblems. How we can do this? Let's assume that if there is a way to store these first 2 disks somehow at a time to this B, then only the last disk will left in A, that I can just transfer from A to C, and the method that I have applied to transfer the first 2 disks from A to B, the same method I will apply to transfer from B to C. Then ultimately I will have the same set in C that I have right now in A. Now question is that how I will express this in a mathematical. In a real situation, there is no method to transfer the disk at a time, transfer 2 disks. There is no method. So that means what I can do, I can take help of a recursive function. Who will take this responsibility? So if we are able to, if we try to formulate the solution of the problem, how we can write, let's see. So the formula is something like, suppose I have a function. Suppose the function name is TOH, Tower of Hanoi. And the parameters are what? Parameters represent that what is the number of disks and what are the sticks you have. So initially, I have to write here n. Now I don't know what is n. N can be 3 also, can be 4, can be 100. Now with respect to the initial situation, my this is my, what you can say, source. This is my destination. And this is via this one you can actually go. Maybe you can take help of this stick B, but you have to go from A to C. Your task is to go to A to C. So that means I can express this one as like S, source to destination via something. How I can express this one? You see, I can say that do one thing. If this number of disk is only one, then it is very easy. It's trivial one. If I assume that I have only one disk over here that I have to transfer, I will simply transfer from A to C. There is nothing more. So that means I can say here that transfer from A to C if n is equal to 1. But if it is n greater than 1, then it is not same. Then what you can do? Let's assume that I will call my clone. And I will give the responsibility to transfer those n-1 number of disks. In case of this problem, since I have to transfer 3 disks. So right now, I am actually considering source as A and destination as C. My responsibility is to transfer from A to C. So what I will do, I will call one of my clone and give the n-1 disk to him and tell him that do one thing, you transfer this n-1 disk from above to B. And for that purpose, maybe you can take help of this stick C. So I can call one more clone over here. If n is not 1, okay, if n is greater than 1. What I can give them? I can give him n-1 disk. So with respect to that clone, the responsibility is not transfer from A to C. His responsibility is to transfer from actually S to V. So with respect to this clone, the source is S, fine, but destination is not D, rather destination is V for him. And for that purpose, he can take help of this D, that is destination, what according to me is nothing but this C1. But he can take help of this particular tower to transfer these two disks from A to B. Now, this particular function will do what? I can expect that this particular function somehow will move this n-1 disk from source to via with respect to me. Via means this one. And after doing this, that means what will be the scenario? Scenario will be something like I will have, I don't have these two disk over here. Rather, the disk now present over here. Two disk. Now, I have a way. I have only one disk in my A, and that I can transfer to C directly. So that means, as soon as this function will return to me, I can guarantee that, okay, the first above two disk, the above n-1 disk has transferred to the middle stick, middle tower. So now I can transfer from the largest disk. Actually, I'm transferring from A to C. I have transferred. But my job is not completed because the transfer is done something like there is nothing over here. That means now the largest disk came here. Largest disk. The still job is left because this B, the other two disk is present in B. So that means I have to call one of my clone also again. And what I will do? I will tell him that, okay, do one thing. You now transfer the disk from B to C. And now this stick A is basically free. the tower A is free. So you can take help of the tower A for that purpose. So that means I can call one more clone over here. And I will give those n-1 disk. I will give the responsibility to transfer those n-1 disk from where? With respect to me? With respect to me from via to destination via the source. So that means from via to the destination using source. And ultimately, if I am correct, somehow there is a way. That means this TOH function will move this two disks that I have in this second step to over here, and your job is done. Actually, this is what I want. So that means somehow these three steps I require if n is greater than 1. Any value, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 100, doesn't matter. For n greater than 1, you have to follow at least these three steps. So I can mathematically formulate the function of the Tower of Hanoi in this way. So the function looks like very simple. It's not very tough. It's going to be a simple recursive call, that's all. Now let's see one thing, how this function actually will find out what is the set of steps that it is following. So let's do. By the way, I have a mistake. I should not write A to C over here because A and C is not existing in this function. I should write here S to D because A is the source and C is the destination. S to D. So let us see now if I apply this function with this particular problem, how this particular set of steps is automatically found. First of all, is this set of steps is correct or not? Let's see. So just we have to remember this function, and if possible, you can write on your copy also, so that we can actually use it whenever required. Because I am going to create the recursion tree that will basically reflect how this function will find what are the possible steps by ultimately you can transfer data from source to destination. So initially, the TOH function, let's write here, TOH. What you have 3, right? You have 3 and S. And suppose this is the source, you know, this is the destination and this is the via. Now, here, basically these are 3 variables, right? S, D and V are 3 variables. And initially, with respect to the original problem or the diagram over here, what are the values should be present in? What are the values should be present in S, D and V? So I will write in some another color. Say this contain A, this contain C, and this contain B. Now, if you check the equation, the formulation of TOH function, according to this formulation, since it is 3, that is more than 1, value of n is more than 1, that means I will come in this part, and the first function is TOH. That means this particular function will call a TOH function here. Now, when it is calling the TOH function, what is called? S, then V, then D. The order has changed, right? With n-1. So that means here it will be 2. Now, S means fine. I'm writing S. Then here I am writing VD. So it's VD. Okay. Now what this SVD stands for? Sorry, I had a mistake. That this function is writing SVD. But since it is the same TOH function, I will consider the parameter in this order. So that means if you consider the parameter in the same order, S, D and V, with respect to definition of TOH, then what are the values present over here in S? It is A, and this is actually, what should be this one? You see, it is called S, then V. Second parameter was V. So second parameter, that means will be B. Now, third parameter was D. Third parameter D means C. That means what this function will try to do? This TOH own clone will try to transfer two disks from A to B using C. So with respect to this TOH function, source is A and destination is B, and via is C. It is changed. The interpretation is changed, depends on the function. Now, since I have n minus n is more than 1 over here, that means again, this TOH function will call one more TOH function over here. So what it will write? I should write again TOH as A as 1, yes, and S, D. Actually, I should write, I should not write HDV over in these places. Rather, let's write the actual one and then I will write something over above. So initially, it was A to C via B, and ultimately, and according to the definition of TOH, it was S, it was D, and it was V. Now, due to the definition of TOH, it becomes SVD. So SVD means what? A, then B, then C. So here it will be A, then B, then C. And with respect to definition of this TOH, this is now S, this is D, and this is V. So this TOH function can understand that I have to transfer from A to B. How many disks? 2 disks. Since it is more than 1, that's why it has called. And what I should write over here? I should write here 1 disk. 2 minus 1 is 1. Now with respect to this one, you see, it was S, then V, then D. Now here S is A. That means it will remain A. Fine. But then it was V. So with respect to this, since from this TOH it was called, so with respect to here, what I should write? I should write V. V means this C. That means A to C. Then via B. So with respect to the third TOH clone, it look something like this is S, this is D, and this is V. So the perception of source and destination and via is actually changing, depends upon the which clone is executing at which moment. Now this particular tower of Hanoi, you see that I have number of disks equal to 1. So that means what it will do, it will go through this definition of this part, the first part, transfer disk from S to D. So now S to D means what? What is S? S is A. In this TOH function, S means A and D means C. That means the first step will be transfer from A to C. Now let's see. Was my step was correct? Yes, this is correct. This is the step that I considered. First, A to C. And after doing this, I have nothing to do, right? Since I have nothing to do, what will happen? This TOH function now will return. So this TOH function will start returning. Let's numbering it. 1, then 2, then 3. And where it will return? It will return somewhere over here. Because from this, the first line of the TOH call, this third clone was called from second clone. That means obviously it will return to the second line. And in the second line, it is written that transfer from S to D. Now, with respect to the second clone, S is A and D is B. So that means the second step will be a transfer from A to B. Now, let's see. Am I correct? Yes, you are correct. A to B. It was there. So, now after doing this, what will happen? You see, I have one more function call again. One more function call. So that means this TOH will now call one more TOH. And when you are calling this one, you are actually, this particular second call is actually calling for the rest of the part. What you have stored temporarily, you will just store back. That's why it is V to D via S. So V to D via S means with respect to this clone, V is C. That means one disk, obviously 2 minus 1. Then V means what? V means C. V to D. D means now B. Via S, what is A? So how this part, what is the perception of this fourth clone? The perception of this fourth TOH clone is this is S and this is D and this is V. Because by definition it is written. First parameter was S, second parameter was D and third was V. So that means this TOH function understands that I have to transfer one disk from C to B via A. And by definition, since this is only one disk, there is no choice. You can easily transform from S to D. So that means S to D means C to B. That means the second step should be transferring from C to B. Is there? Yes, it was there. The third step is C to B. Still we are correct. And after doing this, what will happen? It will simply return back. So let's return back over here. So anyway, this is fourth and this is fifth. So after returning back to the second clone, with respect to the second clone, what has happened? The functionality of the second clone is completed, right? So if the functionality of the second clone is completed, then what it will do? It will also now return back. So that means now this clone will return back to the first clone. Now, in which line of the first clone this second clone was called? It was called from this line, right? So if I consider this is the first clone, since n was 3 at that time, that's why the second clone was called due to this particular calling line. That means that now clone will return to somewhere here. The second clone will return somewhere over here of the first clone. So now with respect to first clone transfer from S to D. So that means the next one will be transferring from A to C. So let's see, we have already seen these three. Now fourth one is A to C. Now see what will happen now. You see half part is completed actually. Because you have transferred 2 disks from here to this part. Actually, you have transferred 2 disks from here to this part and largest disk you have transferred to here. So the current situation is after returning back to the first clone, the situation will become something like this middle tower contain the medium and smallest disk and the C contain the largest disk. This is the status. So the half job is done and half job is left. So now what I have to do, you have to transfer this B to C. And you see, by definition, if you go, that is actually you have to do. Because when the clone 2 has returned into the clone 1, and then this transfer has done, the next is that I have to have a call over here. That means when you return to me, now I will call one more clone to transfer those half done part. That's why you see it's given that n-1 v to d comma s. That means now this clone will call another TOH clone having 2. With respect to v, this is b. So b to what? V to d means v to c. Why I? You see, actually in original scenario, that is what I want, because I have this v, both disk over here, that I want to transfer to c. Maybe you can use a, because this is blank right now. So that is reflected over here. So with respect to this clone number 5, this is source, this is destination, and this is via. So what this clone will see? Clone will see that I have n greater than 1, the number of this. So what this clone will do? Clone will simply blindly call another clone. This is 7, this is 8. Another clone. And what he will do? He will do one thing. You just transfer one disk. And with respect to this TOH function, it is nothing but S to V comma D. So S to V means B to A with the help of C. So with respect to the 6th clone, this is source, this is destination, and this is Y. Right. And what this 6th clone will see that, okay, I have to transfer only one disk from B to A. That's all. So that means it will come in this first part. So that means the next step will be nothing but transferring from B to A, source to destination. Now source is B and destination is A with respect to this clone. That means transferring B to A. Let's see, it's there. Yes, it's there. B to A. So now after transferring from B to A, what will happen? There is nothing to do. Simply this function will return back. Where it will return back? It will return back from where it was called. From where it was called? It was called from somewhere here. That means it will return back to the second line. The second line will now execute. Second line of what? Second line of this clone, this clone. Now with respect to this clone, the second line is S to D transfer. So with respect to this clone, S means B and D means C. That means I have a transfer B to C. Let's see. Yes, there is a transfer B to C. You see, after doing this, what will happen? The half part is done. That means again it will call one more TOH function and will give the responsibility to transfer the other disk. So it will call a TOH function, will give in 1, and with respect to this TOH, it's V to D via S. That means V means here A, to D means C, via S means actually B. So with respect to the last clone that is there, this is actually the source and this is destination and this is via. Now see, that means the last clone actually try to transfer only one disk from A to C using D. Yes, that is required because due to this previous clone, already one disk was transferred, right? Or already one disk was transferred from B to C. That means this particular disk is not existing over here right now. This disk is existing somewhere here. And then this B disk transferred over here because of this particular line of this particular clone. And then due to this call, I have only one disk, so it will simply transform from A to C, and that will work. You see, A contains the minimum one, so there will be nothing in A, and it will transfer to C. And you see, ultimately, I will have this one and A to C is there. So that means, after doing this, what will happen? There is nothing to do, it will return back. And where it will return back? It will return back to where somewhere, from where it was called, it was called from this path. That means the job of the whole thing, of the whole TOH function of this plot is completed. That means now this TOH will also return over here. And where it will return? It will return from where it was called. From where? From this particular line it was called. That means the job of the first clone also done. So that means the first clone also return. Where? It will return obviously to main, you can say. And you see, you have got the set of path that you can follow to transfer disk from A to C. And this is actually what you can say, the recursion tree of Tower of Hanoi problem. And if you understand this recursion tree clearly, I think it will be very, easy to realize and easy to, visualize that how actually here the recursive function works for solving this type of problem. And see, since this is recursion, that's why the functional tree job is becoming very little. Just it's important that how you are calling. Nothing more than that. Okay, so we can stop over here for today. In the next class, we will see one more interesting problem. The problem name is N-Queen problem. That will be done in the next class. So thank you very much. Bye.